Are we on? All right, we're on. So welcome everybody. I'm here with the amazing Daria Hanson today, and we're going to talk about parenting today because it's a very special topic as of late. And a lot of people are homeschooling their kids all over the world. Not an easy thing to do. There was a funny meme. There was like a lady being like, I was made to be a parent, but I was not made to be a teacher. And if I have to be a teacher, bad things are going to happen. And I think a lot of people are trying not to have that point of view while definitely having that point of view. So Daria, do you want to talk a little bit about like what parenting has been for you?
What parenting is good for me?
What it has been for you?
Parenting has been an interesting thing, literally for me, because the way Sophia, my daughter who's 10, the way she is something that I didn't expect to deal with. I was raised with the normal in the normal world of kids who listen, who do what their parents tell them to do, and who don't have their own point of view. And then I was given a miracle in my life, who has her own point of view, who doesn't do what you tell her what to do, and who doesn't behave actually as a child. And so given that miracle in the hands of a person who doesn't know what to do with that, you tend to go, what's wrong with me that I can't handle my kid. My kid is out of control. My kid controls me. I can't have my own life. I can't seem to find ways to come to a consensus with my kid, or like figure out what we actually both want to do. And I don't want to be under the thumb of my kid. I'm the parent. I should know better. And of course, also you have a co-parent, right? Whether father or mother, who has his or her own point of view. And that happens to come up, to create a conflict in the family.
Yeah.
Oh, fun times, right?
Amazing.
And you know how that is, because you have been given by the universe a whole bunch of kids.
Yes, a bundle.
Who are wonderful, but also very different.
Yeah. For me, it was, a similar thing where I realized, control is not going to be the way to go about this. If I want to control, then I might as well, like, I will not survive. And for me, it's actually, my husband's wife, I mean, you know this, Daria, because we've been friends for a long, long time. But for those of you who don't know my story, it's like my husband's wife died almost 10 years ago. Yeah, 9.5 years ago. And she, so the kids were 2 years old, 8 years old, and 10 years old. And, I was a very young stepmom. And, I moved from Canada to the United States. And, Daria, you have a similar story. You moved from Russia to Canada, so Daria and I lived near each other in Canada for a while. And it's like, for me, it was like this whole new culture, this whole new life. And it's like, when you are becoming a step parent in an established family, it's like, how do you actually go in, not try to control things, but still have your own point of view and still be you, and not, at the beginning, I didn't know how to do that. And so I would just run into the bedroom and put the cover over my head and cry. But it's like, then I use the access tools, and I use them and use them and use them. And I learn to have my own point of view and be dominant in my own point of view while still including everybody else and making things great and wonderful for everybody else and creating a better life for everybody. And they've made my life better and I've made their lives better, but it didn't just happen automatically. I had to use the tools of access consciousness in order to make it work. And people are like, look at me and they're like, how could you possibly make that work? And I'm like, I have a secret. It's called the Access Consciousness tools. If I didn't have the Access Consciousness tools, I wouldn't have attempted it.
And you had kids who were quite, well,
Yeah, they
now, but
were
boys
they
were
were
established in their
15.
point of view.
Totally. They were 15, 12, and Aria was 6. So she was,
Just on the border.
yeah, she was on the border. Exactly. It's like once they turn 8, you're done. But I got a little bit of time with her as a little peanut, and she doesn't remember her birth mom, so I'm the only mom she remembers. So it was a little bit different, but it was, yeah, it was really like everybody has their own personality, everybody has their own point of view, and I can't control that, and nor should I. And sometimes it'd be a little bit awkward because like people from my other life, like maybe my family or older friends, would be a little bit uncomfortable with the points of view of my new family. And I just had to be an allowance. And first, I would get uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's a totally different culture. It's a totally different way of talking to each other. It's a totally different way of being with each other. And so I had to just have allowance for the difference and like let everybody be who they were going to be and not make any of it about me or like try to make everything better all the time. It's like, this is what is. This is who we are. This is who you are. It's like, and everybody really got on board with that really easily when I didn't have a point of view about it. You know what I mean?
Well, you would tend to pull a rope, right, and see who actually has the control in the family.
Yeah.
This should be done one way, and other things that should be done the other way, and finding the compromise keeps
Yes.
challenging. And compromise usually shows up as one gives up his or her point of view, and the other one wins in a slightly lesser position than he was expecting to.
Yes. Well put.
It actually doesn't make anybody happy. And what I've noticed with my family, because I actually I'm divorced, I'm not living with my daughter or with with her dad. They live together, and I visit them, and I visit them for a good portion of month or like a few months a year. So bringing my point of view into the family also can be very challenging, but it has been challenging to bring my point of view in, or possibility that I saw in the way she was growing up was actually where our relationship started to get challenged and didn't work out. I just chose to do something different. And with Sophia being raised between the two parents and actually love the two parents the same way and not to create the conflict between the two parents and not to lose herself has been a challenge.
Yeah.
So it's this whole thing. We know a lot of families where kids go between the two homes.
Oh yeah.
Your suitcase every Wednesday and every Saturday, right? Or it's like 2 or 3 days and we've done that too, 50-50. And I saw that it was not working for her. It was very emotional and very unstable for her, I would say. You have two homes, two sets of clothes, two sets of books, two sets of everything. That's like living on a suitcase from the time you're little. Where is your home? So I chose to give her a possibility to know that there is one home, place where she can always go, and it's safe for her. And then I get to be the one who comes and goes. And she said to me yesterday, she said, "Mom, thank you so much for not making me do this traveling thing."
Wow. And she's 10?
10.
Wow.
We had this conversation with her yesterday. She said, "Mom, when you're happy, I'm happy. Don't look at the past, look at the future." And I'm like, what? Like this is the kind of kids that are showing up now. They actually see the world different, not the way we used to see the world, not from a perspective of control and maintaining things, but from a perspective of what is possible that I haven't yet considered.
Right.
So raising this child has been a challenge in terms of food, in terms of clothes, in terms of her way of being in the world. Because as a mom, you want to provide her what you think, right? As a normal mom,
Yeah.
what you think they need. And from the very beginning, she was not accepting of that. So from the very young age, she would be the kid who would not be accepting any food that she did not want to eat. If her body didn't desire carrot, there was no way I could.
There's
But
no way.
I
I have Aria is exactly the same. There's just if he's not going to eat it, you just no, it's
yeah,
not.
they smell it, they perceive it in the drink, or even I tried to hide the carrot in the cakes, in the pancakes. It was not working until it was a moment when she required carrot, her body required carrot, and then she just came up to me and said, "Mom, I need a carrot." And then she took a whole carrot and ate it. And so after a few of those situations where I was trying to feed her what the doctor said, or somebody else who supposedly knows better what our kids need and require, so as long as I was trying to do what somebody else told me, that was my relationship with my child was not working. I was frustrated. I was feeling like something is wrong with me. Something is not the way it's supposed to be, total judgment of myself. And that didn't actually help neither relationship nor help
No.
the family. So realizing that these kids know exactly what they require,
Yep.
letting go of control of trying to prove that you're a good mother, that you are the right and correct mother, has been a gift to me, and Access Tools have really tremendously helped me with that.
Yeah, actually, I have a really amazing clearing for that. And for those of you who are new to Access, this is called the Clearing Statement, and you can find more info about it at theclearingstatement.com. But an awesome clearing is what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, possibilities can I be to be the bad mother I've always refused to be? And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine pod poc shorts, boys and beyonds. And that's such a great process because it's not that it's going to turn us into bad mothers, it's going to stop us from the constant need to prove constantly that we are good mothers, always having to be in judgment of ourselves, always having to make ourselves less, always, and that does not create more for your kids either because they're going to end up doing what you're doing. They're not, it's not the face that you put on or what you say. That's not what they base their choices off of or what they see you as. It's the energy that you be. And so it's like when you're out of judgment of you and you're having fun and you're having a great life, it's like that's such an inspiration for your kids. And when you include them energetically in that, it's like that gives them this sense that there's this amazing life possible. And my favorite parenting movie that Gary Douglas recommended is called Anti-Mame. Anti-Mame, and it's from the 50s. I forget which year. Yeah, you've seen it, and it is such a cool movie. She's such a magical, whimsical step parent, essentially, and I just think it's amazing.
And as you were speaking right now, what the thought that visited me was quite interesting. I'd like to share it. You know, all our childhood, somebody decides for us what to do, what to wear, what to eat, where to go, when to go. And for some of us, what to be in the future, because they're preparing us
for
the future. And then you come to the future where you're an adult, but all you have been programmed for is for somebody else to choose for you. And you get to a place where you're like, wait, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
How do I make a choice?
I don't know how to choose.
I don't know what to like. I don't know what my body desires. I don't know what to wear. Fashion tell me, right? Health guru tell me. I don't know what I want to do for work. Actually, I don't know what I love doing that could create money for me. So somebody tell me, please, what's the next trend that I can become an expert in that, so I can make money. And we continuously transfer our responsibilities for our lives onto someone else's shoulders. and we continuously hide this behind somebody else's choices. And then we are surprised that our lives don't work the way we would like them to work.
Wow.
So I'm grateful for this new generation of kids that are showing up, where it is almost impossible to break them and almost impossible to control them. But what is possible is to create with them.
Yeah.
So when they get to the future, they know what they desire, they know what works for them, they know what they know, and then create their future from that.
Yeah, they have a sense of who they are and what they want, and it's like watching Aria. I remember her, she was like 9 years old, and I remember going to the ice cream parlor with her, and she was like, "I would like to have the vanilla cone I would like to have the vanilla ice cream with the waffle cone with the blue and red sprinkles." And I was like, "Huh?" Like, I'd never in my life seen somebody make a choice with such ease, and she was so confident in her choice, and she knew what she was choosing, and I didn't know how to do that, you know? And I've since used Access, and I'm learning and learning and learning, but it's like, you know, she has seen her dad choose, and he knows how to choose, and he knows how to create his life and in those types of ways, and it's like and she knows how to do that, and she has a sense of herself, and I think those are the people who the world is really lucky to have, and I think that these kids are gonna we are in great hands, is my point of view.
What you're saying and what I'm hearing is that these kids and their future, these kids actually does depend on our choices, so that they can see that they are allowed to be who they are, even though they can choose it regardless.
Yeah.
But it would help them in the places where I could have stopped them to actually continue being who they are if we start choosing for ourselves too, and co-create our lives and our families, and not play these roles. You are my daughter and I'm your mother, and I know better and you don't know. Because that's where most parenting is done from. I'm your parent, so I know what you need to do.
Yep.
So basically, for us as a parent to become conscious and to become the experts in choice, the experts in what we know, actually will allow for them to grow and expand their consciousness too.
Yep, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on here today and asking me to do this. This is awesome. I'm I just think these tools are amazing, and I think it's just amazing what can be created with them, and I'm so grateful to have these conversations with you.
Is there like one tool that you love using the most with Aria when you don't perceive what she's choosing, but she's choosing regardless?
Um, well, one of the tools, uh, that I love is, like it's like when she does something that's, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I don't even know how to describe the tool, but it's like, I don't know, there's just a space that, like, I always try to, like, be for her, you know, like, just being me, and it's not even anything I have to work at, but it's like, you can ask the question, it's like, "What space is required here to create the greatest possibilities?" You know, and it's like, I don't know what the energy is, it's just this energy, and so just ask what energies you can be, and you don't have to know how to do it or what it's gonna look like, it's just it creates something really incredible. So just ask yourself the question and see what gets created. Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite?
Ooh, what do I know here that I pretend not to know that she's indicating?
Good one.
That's the one that helps me to get out of a lot of situations where I feel like I don't know what to do.
Yeah, yeah,
I heard Anne Maxwell say a very brilliant thing. She said, um, the kids' behavior is a way to communicate the things they can't communicate verbally yet. So if there is any kind of behavior that is showing up, if you ask, what are they trying to communicate to me? or if you actually ask them, what are you trying to tell me here that I'm not hearing or I'm not perceiving, things start changing. And I started applying that more and more with Sophia. If something is shown up where it's about to become a conflict because we're not hearing each other due to our own filters, she was trying to say one thing, I'm hearing the other thing, or the
Yeah.
vice versa. I'm going into the question, what are you trying to tell me here? And what are you trying to achieve here that I'm not seeing? And the same thing opposite to me. Like, what am I trying to tell her or achieve here that she's not capable of hearing, receiving that right now in the way that I'm doing it? And how can I do it differently?
Yeah. It's a great question.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, go out, parents. Go forth and conquer.
Yeah.
Good
And
luck with anything that you're facing right now, because you're not alone and there are so many amazing access tools.
yeah, and if you were interested in actually exploring that theme of parenting and kids more, there is a whole specialty in Access Consciousness called Conscious Kids, Conscious Parents, Conscious Kids. I constantly say
Yep.
conscious first, then conscious
And
parents.
there's a book.
Yeah, amazing book, Conscious Kids. Yeah, with a lot of stories. And at the end of the month, Marnie Baranko, who's a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness and a specialty expert too, with 6 kids.
Yep.
I only have 1. You have 3. She's got 6. She will be doing a 4-evening class on this topic too, and you're welcome to join us too. Thank you, Julia, for
Awesome.
doing this and being such a wonderful being in the world. Don't even want to call you a mother because there's
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a mother, but I'm
Yes.
something. Yeah, it's a good word.
Thank you, love.
Exactly. Awesome. Mwah. Thanks, Daria, and thanks everybody watching in the future. Bye, guys.
Bye.